Back, we are discussing about Google Firebase cloud messaging. Using this cloud, how to sync data between MySQLite database and SQLite DB, and how to develop an app to always sync with MySQLite database and SQLite DB and using cloud. Now we have seen this list view displays the rows here. That list view is in the part of the fragment, and list view and cursor adapter. We have seen the cursor adapter which displays the screen, displays the records, and we have seen that when press the book ticket, we have seen that the code of book ticket PHP, and then receive the response and update the SQLite database and refresh the through content provider cursor loader, refresh it on the screen. Now this remaining is view page. We have the list view and cursor adapter. Now when I press the English language, it has to take the fragment and place it here, and view pager we are going to see it now. And this is, we are at view pager, and this already in view pager session I have in detail coded step by step. I explained this, so very quickly we go that. So 3 tabs, and each tab is English, Hindi and Telugu, and some 3 tabs and 3 pages. And then set adapter, we need to create a movies list fragment state pager adapter. This pager adapter, it takes the fragment and place it. If you press on the English, that will be 0, and Hindi 1, and 2 Telugu. And then when first press on the 0, and that is first page swap it, then we create the instance of the fragment and passing the parameters English, and then instance of the fragment and passing the parameter Hindi, and instance of the fragment, same fragment I am changing the values. Then these are all explained in detail coded in vPager session. And then count is tab count. I have given only 3 tabs, so I am getting the tab count here. So 3 tabs, 3 pages, each page 1 fragment. Now we are going to see this 1 fragment with the data, difference data, that is language. Now we are going to see that fragment, how to code it. Have explained in fragment session how to create a fragment, and little difference is there I have not created the new instance. So both ways we can do it. See here, we can create an object of that list view fragment, or we can call the static method new instance. So I am calling this time new instance, create the object, pass the arguments, 2 arguments, one palm1 and palm2. It is default. This I am using only palm1, and palm2 I am not using. And palm1 is I am passing English. Then it comes create the fragment and set arguments, palm1 is English. Then when this all explained in detail in fragment session, and then instance is created, then it calls the on create, and then getting the parameters, that is the language parameter. That parameter we got it now, and it is defined as instance variable. We can access that, and that is fine. Then on create, then on create view. This on create view I have to this view. This is the fragment view. What is this fragment contains? Only the list view, only list view. Go to that fragment list view. I am given as only list view. So come back. So that is list view. I have inflated that. I have got the reference to the list view. Now cursor adapter. Now I discussed in previous session how to go the cursor adapter. Here it is. I am passing context. First time I don't have any records, because when user installs the app, it register token, that is Firebase instance ID service will be called. Before it calls that, it executes this view page. Main activity is first and it takes some time and connecting to the cloud and all, then only it got the response. So meanwhile it executes this view pager. So first time is null and there is no data in the cursor. First time it is no data on that. And next, then I am setting it now. Now view pager, now got it. Now English, I am creating the load ID is 1, and for Hindi I am creating the load ID is 2, and for Telugu I am creating the load ID is 3. Then hand. And loader ID is 1 and 2 and 3. So this cursor loader I have explained already, that's why I am briefly explaining this. So initiate loader I am giving 1 and 2 and 3. I created the cursor loader for list of movies, and that extends the loader callback methods. That callback methods we have on create loader and onload finish and onload reset. In this on create loader, if it is id is equal to 1 and I am giving the POM, and then I am creating the cursor loader object here, and id2 it should have the different cursor loader object, and then POM will be changed. This parameter will be Hindi and that object will be different, and id3 parameter is changing the long ways and remaining all the same. Selection parameters are the same. What are selection parameters are? We get all the records English language movies and got all the records. The language is English and then in ascending order. That parameters I am passing. So it calls this content URI. This content URI is this one. I have defined in separate class. So that is movie database provider movies content URI, and this content provider, when it comes here, that node is 1 for that URI. So that's it, and I am coding this 2 and 3 the same thing and different cursor loader objects and language is different. Onload finish, always one fragment will be in the active state, so I don't need to differentiate between the loads languages. So whatever the object is, present object, current object, list view object reference, that will be set it. So I'm just swapping the cursor and notify dataset change so that it will refresh it. So onload reset, when load is reset only it will set to the null. So that's it. The view page thing. That's it. It's end of the coding. We need to test it now. So we'll test it in next session. Otherwise we continue in this session. Okay, I need to open this DDMS and all, so we'll get, then it's a save time, so it's end of the session. We'll see then how to test it and show the results in next session.